What's going on, YouTube? I'm here today to try and bring you some helpful tips and tools to get your Twitch streams or YouTube streams or whatever up and running and looking professional without spending too much money. I know that there's some of you out there that are like me. You're new to streaming. You're trying to research, what tools do I need, or how can I make my stream look more professional? And there's just so much information. Well, I've gone through a lot of the information. I've done the research. I've even spent some money on some of these sites testing them out. And I wanted to bring you what I thought was the best way to get your stream up and running on a pretty affordable budget without too much hassle. Okay. So the first site we're going to talk about is Owntv. And what this site is it's kind of your one-stop shop for like custom alerts and emotes and badges and kind of anything you would really need for your stream. Now, I will start off by saying this site is not free, but it's not that expensive, and it really depends on what you get and how much of it for how expensive it's going to be. I know that's kind of a no-brainer, but I felt like I should say it anyways. So the biggest thing I used this site for initially was emotes. And so I can click over, what they have is it's a simple emote maker, and you can find it right down in the drop section. Of course I'm clicking away. And you go to right there, emote maker. And it's pretty simple. So you go, you say, click this button right here to create your own emotes. It takes a minute to load. It's not the fastest site. And what it does is it gives you this initial screen where you have a couple of choices. You can either start with this guy, or this lady. I don't know why there's two choices for men and only one for females. I didn't make the site, but that's what you got. Choice of three. So then you can come in here and say, okay, well, let me select this person. And then from there, you kind of have all these options of, just simply customizing different parts of it. I don't know why there's hair hanging off the back, but bald up top, but whatever. And then when you're done, you can basically say generate emote. It'll take a couple seconds, and then it gives you these options. And what it does is you basically can go and it gives you a price tier. Depending on how many of these different emotes you select, the price goes up. And you can just go through and say, well, I like these ones as my badges. It'll give you the price. You can order those emotes, and after you pay, they'll send them right to you or download link, and you can get them, put them right to your stream. It's a very cheap, easy way to get some nice looking emotes on your stream very quickly and have it start looking a little professional. And you can see here, 3 emotes, $25. Not the cheapest thing, but if you're someone who doesn't necessarily have the skills to make these high-res emotes by yourself, or you just don't have the time to, this is a very easy option. Next thing you can also get is alerts. And if you see here, they come with all these different templates of animated alerts. You can do it with just alerts. You can do alerts with sound, so they give you the options. There's all these templates, and it's kind of the same thing. You select what you want. You have a couple customization options. You purchase it. You're done. You can download them and import it into your stream. Nice, simple, easy. So the next site I want to talk about, which I use this one to make my initial, I believe it was my YouTube intro, is called Placeit.net. And this is kind of along the same lines. Like, it allows you to make logos and different like apparel designs and different scenes and stuff for videos. And so overall, it follows the same thing that Own.tv did, where you kind of select your stuff, you can customize it a bit, and then depending on what you're selecting, they'll give you a price for it. So again, the site is not free, but it's another quick, easy way to get some high quality stuff, especially if you're trying to upload your content to YouTube. So if you're trying to get just some high quality video for YouTube or logos or anything like that, this is another good place to shop that, again, is not cheaper than, if you did it yourself, but it's still very affordable. And so you can see here, if you want to do a logo maker, you type in your brand name. Like me, I did Beat That Speaks. That's my brand name. I can pick an industry. We can go down with gaming because that's what I did in the past, just gaming all. Let's go. And what it'll do is it'll take your brand name and it'll insert it into a bunch of just kind of like generic pre-made logos. Same type of thing. You select the one you want. I think it gives you some customization options. You order it, you're done. But you can see it. It'll just load pages and pages of logos. So if you're new to streaming or especially gaming, and you want to get like a nice, again, high-res logo to use on all your stuff, easy place to get it. Another great thing about Placeit, which I use this, is YouTube intros. So it's kind of the same thing as the logo, where you get like a transparent logo or something made, which you can do on their logo side. And then, you can select your title, some subtitles, stuff like that. And if you see here, it'll insert that into an automated intro for you. Again, you pay for it, you can download it. This is what I do for the intro of my videos. I don't remember exactly which one I'm using. I think it's this guy right here. But I made my transparent logo and I have it inserted into this video. And it's just a nice thing to put in the beginning of all my YouTube videos. I'm definitely not a professional YouTube video maker. I don't, do video editing professionally. And so this made it very quick and easy to have a nice, consistent, high-res, more professional looking intro for all my videos. Continuing on with the topic of YouTube is it's an extension for your browser, and it's called TubeBuddy. This is something I've used in the past and I am using again. And what it does is essentially analyzes your YouTube stuff and YouTube in general. So it'll tell you like viewerships, likes, dislikes, view durations. It can give you suggestions on tags you should use and for your videos, stuff like that. And they have a free tier, which is the one I generally use, just to help give me some of those like SEO options to be found like on the internet easier, stuff like that. And then they do have like a premium paid tier that'll unlock more of those features. But honestly, just starting out, I don't think that's needed. And so there's a couple nice things for this that we'll get into. So the first thing that you get when you install the extension for TubeBuddy is you'll see in the top right, and when you go to YouTube, the button will show up. And so if you click on this, it gives you a whole dashboard of options now. So you have stuff like your dashboard where you can see how your videos are doing, and then you can see more in-depth real-time data. If you go to the analytics section, you can look at your comments, playlists, your video list in general. And then you got some other extension tools down there, like this SEO Studio is great because it'll suggest, like I said before, tags and stuff to make your stuff easier to find on the internet. So it's definitely useful to have. Like here's one of my videos, just as an example, for some of the stuff that this extension will add. So if you see down here, again, one of the big things in YouTube is creating like an engaging custom thumbnail. And if you don't want to do that yourself or you kind of need assistance, it's not the greatest, but it certainly helps, is TubeBuddy has a create thumbnail feature. So you can click on that and you can find just a solid color and kind of create your own just like title screen. You can get a still frame from your video, or you can take an existing image that you have and it'll kind of guide you through making a nice high-res thumbnail that'll look nicer for your videos. The next thing that is super helpful is keywords and tags. So obviously keywords and tags are super important for your videos because they're what allows it to get found. It'll help YouTube's system like relate it to other videos. So you might get put next to a more popular video if you have similar tags as like a suggestion for what the user should watch next. Sorry. And it also helps it be found on the internet just from normal searches. So that's definitely huge. So you can go on here, you could see like suggested tags. And it's just changes come to, but you can see like for this video, because it's a Fall Guys video, you can see it has a bunch of suggested tags it said I should put on there. And then there's stuff related to the like channels and stuff itself. You can do keyword explorer where you're looking for tags for a specific keyword, stuff like that. And then remember before I said there was a premium feature. If you do that, it'll show you more popular tags, but it still gives you a handful. I think it's like 5 or 6 popular tags, even just on the free tier. So that alone is still super good to have. And then another big piece of this, as you can see where I clicked over, is it'll analyze other people's videos as well. So like here's a video, very popular. I have a feeling some of you know who this is. And you can see over here, TubeBuddy is giving a full analytical breakdown of this video. So it tells you stats on the channel itself, just clicks and stuff through social media, like where is this coming from, where is it posted, where has it been liked, total viewers, comments, likes, dislikes. So kind of the normal stuff that you can see on YouTube itself, but it's all in one place to begin with. But then it does some of this, which is huge. Not only is it showing you all the tags being used on the video, so you can kind of see what other popular people are using and apply that to yours, but it's also showing best practices. And so you can see, like in this one, he has a high-res thumbnail, which is huge. Got info cards, end screen, stuff like that. And you can see, okay, well, he doesn't have a comment pinned and he doesn't have chapters added, but with this many views, did he really need it? So you can kind of start analyzing other videos out there, other streamers or channels that you think are similar to you, and kind of see what they're doing, what tags they're using, and try and apply that to your own stuff. And last but not least, I wanted to talk about Streamlabs. So I know there's a bunch of video capture stuff out there, and especially if you're on the PC, Streamlabs has always been my favorite go-to. It's super easy to use, it's easy to install, and I think it's a very popular game, desktop, whatever, video capture and streaming system out there. And I think it's used by a large population of the streamers. And so, as you can see here, this is my dashboard. It's very neat, it's clean. Honestly, the colors are pretty nice. It's easy on the eyes. And so this is just your main dashboard, and it kind of just shows you, your recent streams and the analytics of it. Pay no attention to the numbers. Like I said, brand new streamer. Don't worry about those. But aside from that, you have a whole bunch of other options on the side here. So this will allow you to work with creating alert boxes in your streams. Because on the other sites like Placeit, where you were making like custom alerts with sounds, those are allowing you to create the templates and whatnot, and this is what's going to actually like bring it into your stream and record it for your stats and stuff like that. Because Streamlabs is basically your one-stop shop for like video recording, getting going live, all that stuff. Actually, I'll just drag over my dashboard quickly and I can show you guys the actual desktop application. So it's going to look a little crazy because it's kind of mimicking itself, but this is, my typical streaming dashboard. I have all these scenes over here that I can click between. So you see I can click over to like intermission and back to desktop. It gives me a mini feed of events that just happened. I can go and customize sources in each of my scenes. So like, here's my webcam, event list for when stuff happens. I got my audio inputs, so desktop volume, microphones, like whatever I need to. And so that's basically going to be your go-to tool. And there's a bunch of them out there. I think there's like a generic OBS. This is the Streamlabs OBS. And I think there might be a few other less popular ones, but Streamlabs is pretty much your go-to. And like some of the other sites and like TubeBuddy and stuff, there is a lot of useful stuff in it that's free, but there's also a premium tier that'll give you some extra stuff, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So what else does Streamlabs provide? Aside from your actual recording environment, alerts, there's a whole bunch of widgets you can bring in, so you can do like emote walls, tip trackers, you can set goals, and the tip jars and stuff you'll see on stream. That's where you get a lot of this stuff from. It's already built in, it's programmed. You basically have to click it, configure, only takes like a minute, and you're good. You can get it into your stream very quickly. They have cloud bots. So what these cloud bots are a mix of like automated moderators that you can bring into your channel to stop like all caps lock messages, stuff like that. It also lets you do the commands that you see in people's channels. So you can do like exclamation point social. It'll list all my social medias in the channel, stuff like that. You can do polls, you can do betting, there's giveaways. There's just so many things. And another big one you'll probably see a lot is these timers. So these are timed messages that'll show up in your chat. So, a good one here, if I just hit edit, just a general info one, thanking people for coming to the channel. And you'll see it as an interval of 5 minutes, which means it's going to try and run every 5 minutes, but it's only going to do that if at least 5 lines of text have been made, inserted, like 5 people have chatted in the last 5 minutes. Otherwise, it won't do it, so you don't have to worry about it spamming your channel, anything like that. Then on top of this stuff, which is all included, free, no money or anything like that, you get some additional stuff if you decide to pay for Prime. So like if you go to Prime, there's this whole website editor for yourself if you want to do like custom websites. We'll go back from that though. But there's like additional like customized Twitch panels and stuff you can do, YouTube thumbnails, additional like premium only apps. So it's just kind of takes a lot of the features that you get for free and just enhances them, make them better, but it's definitely not needed. It's something I don't pay now, especially starting out. Once you get big, and you will get big, it's definitely, I think, a good investment, but for now, it's not needed. And then something that is super helpful that Streamlabs provides is a theme store. So what exactly is a theme store? So if you go into someone's stream and you see they have all these cool like transition scenes and screens and the panel that say like be right back, and they have all these like cool highlights around their like their camera and stream and all that stuff, and just like their panels are cool colors, that's a theme. And Streamlabs has a lot of pre-built ones that you can apply to your stream, and if you get it through their theme store, which is here, and if I'll go back, you just click down on themes over here and it'll bring you out here to the theme store. If you get it through them, it'll auto install it into your desktop Streamlabs application, and it'll pretty much configure all the defaults for you. So it makes it super easy to install. And you can see here, those sites like Owned, they make themes that they will put out onto these sites for people to use. Now, I will say, if you see a lot of these say Prime, those are going to be paid. You can only get them if you have that Prime membership. So these are kind of some of your nicer themes. And like I said, if you want something that looks really professional, really cool, like lots of automation and like lots of animated scenes and icons and stuff like that, that's what you would go for. But if you go up to this little search bar here above this themes and you type in free, it will come back with a series of, see how that Prime thing is gone? It's a series of free panels that you can install. No money, and they still look pretty nice. So you're not going to get all the cool like animated lightning and stuff going around, but it'll make your setup look very professional, very quickly, for no money. So in general with all of this, the point is to get you some cheap professional tools to not only help you analyze what you're doing and make it better, but also to make your site, the YouTube stream, whatever, look more professional. And why do we do that? Because if a random lurker comes into your stream and it kind of looks like garbage, it's very plain, there's not all these colors, it doesn't look very professional, there's no info panels, odds are they're not going to stay. They're going to see you as a very, very new streamer that's probably not going to provide a lot of entertainment for them, and they'll just leave right out for one of the big guys. So right off the start, starting out, getting a professional setup is what you need. And I think, maybe all in, I spent like $50 between all these sites. So, which I know, could be a lot for some, but I think for a general population, that's not too bad. It's something you could definitely save budget for if you needed to. And you will get everything that I said today. I got, I think, 3 emotes for my channel. I've got the YouTube intro. I got all the TubeBuddy analytics. I got all the Streamlabs, the theme, and everything. And like I said, like $50. So hopefully this helps some of you out there. I know, I wish I had kind of had a concise place for all this information when I was starting out, to basically say, pick these 4 things, you can get this stuff here, it works, you don't have to be worried about spending the money, and you'll be good to go. So again, hopefully this helps some of you get up and running, and yeah, that's about it.